Hi guys, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite winter activities, snowboarding. The cold air in my face, the snow falling, and the rush of riding down the mountainside on a snowboard is something that words can't describe. I really love snowboarding because it brings me the true feelings I get during wintertime. It's pure bliss. It's my favorite time of year, and it really brings me in touch with my emotions, and I'm going to bring you guys the basics and the tips and tricks on how to become good at snowboarding. Here's a quick video that I will explain afterwards.
Yo, what's up guys? Kevin here. Today I'm up riding with Ryan Napton. He's a local here in Breckenridge and one of the best carvers and butterers in the world. Today gonna ride with Ryan and also ask him some questions to give you guys some advice on carving, on buttering, and just snowboarding in general. So it should be a great day up here in Breckenridge. Let's do it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Ryan, what inspired you to carve and butter like you do?
Ooh, for the carving, I love this because, yeah, summer of 1993, I went out to Wendell Snowboard Camp. Tom Nordwall, the head coach there, he explained the importance of being able to carve your board, ride your edges like the racers do. We sat there and watched the racers even and explained the importance of if you can carve and ride your edges like that, then you have takeoffs for your jumps, you have your landings, the jumps, you have your takeoffs up the half pipe wall, you have your landings. And as soon as I got carving, all of a sudden my freestyle snowboarding took off through the roof, and then I started winning a bunch of contests and stuff, and you know, just that it really stemmed from being able to carve super good. So you know, I don't really hit the jumps and pipe like I used to anymore, but just carving around on a snowboard, it feels good on the legs. It's friction free essentially as you're gliding on that metal edge, so it's easy on the knees and just such a good feeling. And then adding in little butters and stuff, that's kind of the freestyle that I do these days.
That was a really awesome video. That was from a channel called Snowboard Pro Camp that I really like to watch and learn from. First, we should talk about the equipment that's needed. The two most essential pieces of equipment are the snowboard and the snowboard boots. Other stuff, including snow gloves, snow goggles, the helmet, warm heavy clothes, and snow pants, are all optional but highly recommended. Now that we know the basic equipment, let's hop into the tips and tricks. One of the main reasons I like this video is because the rider does a great job emphasizing the little details that'll make you better at snowboarding. Obviously, he gets advanced with his tricks, but he does the basics very well. The basics I'm talking about is the knee bend when riding, the body lean, and staying on the edge of your board when carving and changing direction. It's very important to do all these well because you have to stay balanced and stay on the board so you don't have to bail out. The first tip is the knee bend. The knee bend gives the rider control and keeps them in an athletic position in case they need to adjust mid-ride. The mountainside is a tough terrain, so it's expected that the rider will have to adjust a lot to stay up and not wipe out. The knee bend should be comfortable but athletic, around 45 degrees, allowing for all other things to become easier. Without proper knee bend, staying on the board is almost impossible. The second tip is the body lean. Body lean is very important too because it controls the direction the rider goes in. Using the video, for example, when Ryan wants to go left, he leans back. When he wants to go right, he leans forward. Without body lean, the board will not be able to cut through the snow, which will ultimately cause a wipeout. Body lean starts with the hips. Don't lean your shoulders back because that will cause you to fall, but instead throw your hips in the direction you want to go, because if your hips go, the rest of your body will too. The last tip is the importance of staying on the edge of your board when you're riding. The edge of your board is either of the long sides of the board that is parallel to the direction you're riding. The board is specifically designed and shaped to be on one edge or the other when you're riding so it can cut through the snow without getting stuck. If you don't stay on one edge or the other, The front part of the board will dig into the snow, causing you to wipe out. Another use of staying on the edge of the board is to pick up speed. By using the body lean we talked about earlier and getting on the edge of your board, cutting through the snow will actually increase your speed. The overall goal is to get down the mountainside without wiping out, but to also make it look good when you're doing it. Using these basic tips, you'll be able to keep your balance longer, allowing you to get more comfortable with your ride. The most important thing to keep in mind is that speed is control. When I say that, I mean that you must keep your speed up when riding or you'll lose balance. Much like riding a bike, if you go too slow, you will fall over. Snowboarding is not an exact science, but it is a process. Using these tips, here are the steps of the process to ride the slopes. The first step is to strap into the snowboard and get up to the slope. To do that, you must walk to the ski lift and get on. It's not proper to walk around holding your board, so the best way to do it is to strap in your front foot, leaving your back foot out so you can push with it, and then guide with your front foot. Getting on the ski lift is very self-explanatory, but getting off is not. Once you're on the lift, getting off is the next hardest part because it's easy to slip and fall. When we're getting close to exiting, I like to grab onto the rail, line up my board in the direction I want to go, put both feet on the board, and let the momentum of the lift push me out of harm's way. The next step is to walk over to the slope, using the same skill as before, and strap into the board. Get to a point where you have a downhill slope so that once both your feet in, you can start riding immediately. From that point, sit on your butt and strap both feet into your board. Standing up is the next step, so to do that, I like to turn over to my stomach and push up with my arms onto the board. From here, you will start going because we sat down near the downhill slope. Remember to use the knee bend we talked about to keep balance and try to stay on for as long as possible. Falling off is a big part of snowboarding, so don't get discouraged if you fall off a lot. Get back up and try it again. After that, you will start to stay on the board longer, so the next thing to do is to work on your body lean and staying on the edge of your board using your hip movement. Practice is important from here on out. Snowboarding can be really life-changing to a person if they really invest in it and relate to it. I know it was for me. Snowboarding is not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of courage to stand on top of a mountain and think to yourself you want to ride down it, but it's definitely worth it. To end this video, I'm going to ask a quick question for understanding. The question is, what are the 3 tips I talked about that will help you increase your balance and learn to ride a snowboard better? Thank you for your time.